Good afternoon, everybody. Today, our concept is Upavedas. They're called Subvedas or Auxiliary Vedas. So far, we discussed the concept of Vedas and we discussed the importance of Vedas and history or period of Vedas, and we discussed kinds of Vedas like Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharvana Veda. We discussed divisions of Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, so like this. And we discussed the Bharatiya scriptures, how Bharatiya scriptures are divided into various categories. So we discussed so far these concepts. Today, let us discuss the concept of Upavedas or auxiliary Vedas. So there are some texts available on auxiliary themes of Vedas, and generally we have in Indian knowledge system five Upavedas. These five Upavedas are Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Shilpa Veda, Ardhaveda, and another Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Shilpa Veda, and Gandhara Veda, and Ardha Veda. So these five Vedas are called, these five are Upavedas. And the first Upaveda is what is called Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a science of life and medicine. Ayurveda is a science that is relating to life and medicine. Ayurveda is a secret of life and is a secret of long life. So I think we generally hear these words. Frequently we hear that the older people or people lived in the ancient generations are stronger and lived long life. They had longevity because of their ways of living, their ways of living and their ways of eating food and their ways of curing diseases. So medicine, especially Ayurvedic medicines. The originator of this Ayurveda is Dhanvantari. Recently, I think we have seen this news that Kairathabad Vinayaka is in the form of Dhanvantari. So Dhanvantari is generally called, is considered as the originator of Indian Ayurveda. And there are some other prominent people or Vedic scholars who worked on Ayurveda. There are Atreya Mahamuni, Kashyapa Mahamuni, Arita Mahamuni, Agnivesha, and Beda Mahamuni. So these Vedic scholars also worked on Indian Ayurveda system. At present, there are three prominent texts available on Ayurveda, and these three texts are Charaka Samhita written by Charaka, and Susru Samhita written by Susrudu, Vagbhata Samhita written by Beda Muni. So these three are actually considered as these three texts are collectively called as Bruhat Trayi. So Bruhat Trayi. So Patanjali, another Vedic scholar, he also worked on Indian Ayurvedic system. And the Ayurveda is a science of life that deals with the knowledge of is a science that deals with the knowledge of life and longevity of life. So how to live, uh, how to lead healthy life. So how to lead a long life with complete health. So this is what. So Ayurveda is a science that deals with the knowledge of life and longevity. And Ayurveda that deals with the medicine and health, especially in this Upavedas we mainly discuss on health and medicines. A long physical and mental a long and physical mental life is required to to lead spiritual life. So we need to understand Ayurveda deals with medicine and Ayurveda deals with life. Ayurveda deals with longevity. Ayurveda deals with diseases, and a long mental and physical life is needed to for spiritual practice and for spiritual experiences. So there are four dimensions we can take care. That is the physical dimension, mental dimension, and intellectual dimension. The fourth one is spiritual dimension. So in order to achieve this spiritual dimension, we need to take care of these three dimensions. So like physical and mental. So a long physical and mental life is required to achieve the spiritual life or to achieve spiritual goals. So the primary source, the source of this science is Susru Samhita. Uh, so Ayurveda includes the methods of diagnosis. For example, if you go to hospital right now, we have modernized technologies and technical equipment so that the technical equipments can easily pick up or can easily identify or diagnose the problem. And earlier, actually, they used to diagnose the problem with the help of with the help of physiological and psychological aspects. For example, they deal with embryology. Ayurveda mainly, Ayurveda deals with embryology. Ayurveda deals with hygienic. Ayurveda deals with anatomy. Ayurveda deals with surgery, etc. And Dominic Vujask, a senior research fellow on the world famous Wellcome Center for the History of Medicine at the University of London, he authored a book called Roots of Ayurveda. He's a very famous man who wrote a book on Ayurveda. The name of the book is what is called Roots of Ayurveda, in which he writes that Indian medicine as a systematic and scholarly tradition that begins historically with the appearance of the great medical encyclopedias of Charaka, Susruta, Beda, and about 2000 years ago. So, this is what a statement written by a very famous research scholar at the University of London. So, this you can understand. Our Indian Ayurveda is systematically framed, or systematically is a systematic and scholarly tradition that begins with the great appearance in the medical encyclopedias of Beda and Susruta and Charaka. So this is what you can understand. And according to Ayurveda, the material bodies of human beings are composed of three aspects. So the first aspect is what is called Kala, protective layer. The second one is Dhatu, component layer. Third one is Mala, eliminations. And these three dashas, humor, Agni and Kriya. Our material body is composed of these elements. And among these six, the most important element is what is called humors in the body, namely called Vata, hair, Pitta, bile and Kapha, palm. So these three are the most important aspects in the human body according to Ayurveda. Vata, it includes all phenomena of motion, and Kapha, it includes cool preservation, production and various secretions like mucus and cough. The third one is Pitta, it means made of fire and other, etc. So this is what you can understand. So a person may be constitutionally brisk and active with Vata dominations, and a person is fiery. A person is fiery if the person is affected or is dominated by Vata, and a person is highly dominant or aggressive if the person is dominated by Pitta, and a person is calm, cool, unemotional, composed if the person is dominated by Pelgam. So this is what you can understand. So Vata, hair, Pitta, bile and Kapha. So these three. So Ayurvedic people, actually according to Ayurveda, when all these three elements like hair, Vata, Pitta, Kapha are in the equilibrium state in human body, then a person is said to be healthy. A Ayurvedic doctor diagnoses a patient with reference to the relative levels of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So the ancient rishis like Charaka, Susruta practiced Ayurveda and surgery respectively. Acharya Charaka, who wrote a book called Charaka Samhita and is generally called the father of Indian medicine, he realized the medicinal qualities in 1 lakh plants. According to Charaka, a long healthy life is not possible if a person does not live morally. So the moral life is important for leading spiritual and happy and healthy life. Charaka Samhita, Acharya Susru Samhita is popularly known as father of Indian surgery. In Susru Samhita, a unique encyclopedia of surgery details about 300 types of surgeries and 125 surgical instruments that he used. So this is what the description we can find in Susru Samhita, who is called the father of Indian surgery. He wrote about various 300 types of surgeries and 125 surgical equipments in his book called Surgery, in his book Susru Samhita. And Ayurveda science is divided into 8 major parts. Ayurveda science is divided into 8 major parts. The first one is Shalya Tantra. Shalya Tantra, it talks about surgery and childbirth. The second one is Shalakya Tantra, study of diseases of head, eyes, nose, throat, etc. The third one, Kaya Chikista, it talks about therapy relating to breathing of diseases, and Bhuta Vaidya, mental diseases, and Kaurana Brahma Tantra, it is the pediatrician and obstetrics, and Agada Tantra, toxicology, and Agda Tantra, toxicology, Rasayana Tantra, remedies for venoms, and Ayurveda deals with treatment of plants and animals. Thank you.